Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about mobility work. There's really 3 different methods you can use when attacking your mobility. The first is going to be massage, which I'm not going to talk a whole lot about today. If you can find someone who's good and who does it well, that's a great thing to get done once or twice a week. The 2 that I will be talking to you about are foam rolling and stretching. There are 3 different methods you can use when foam rolling. The first is contract relax, the second is flossing, and the third is just conventional foam rolling, either across or with the muscle fiber. So first I'm going to demonstrate contract relax. I'll be demonstrating on my thigh, right above the knee. And with contract relax, it's best to use something small like a baseball or a lacrosse ball because it's going to pinpoint a very certain spot on your muscle that's tight. So I'm going to find that spot. Right there is pretty tight for me. Now what I'm going to do is contract this part of my thigh by pushing my foot into the ground as hard as I can for 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. And let my muscles sink onto the baseball. We're going to relax for 15 seconds, then contract again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. And the goal here is to get as deep as we can into that tissue each time we relax. And we're going to do this for about 2 minutes. So the second method is flossing. I'm going to demonstrate on the same area. So you're going to find that tight spot. From here, I'm just going to take my leg into flexion and extension. So what this is going to do is pinpoint that area, but force it to break up because we're moving through that range of motion. So in flexion and extension. This is going to be different based upon the area which you're flossing. If you're doing your shoulder, it's going to be going overhead and then back down. But for this flexion and extension of the knee. And for that, we're going to go about 5 swings on each different area, or 5 rotations on each area. We're going to do it for a total of about 2 minutes, just on different areas of the muscle that you're working on. The third method, as I said before, is just the conventional rolling. And when I say either with or across the muscle fiber, our quad actually runs vertically. So if I were to roll with the muscle fiber, I'd be rolling up and down like this. If I were to be going across, it'd be like this, across the muscle fiber. I find that rolling across works a little bit better, but both are good options to use. There are 3 different methods you can use when stretching as well. The first is dynamic. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about that because that's something that you're going to do before workout and not after. Second is static stretching. I'm not a huge fan of static stretching as I found that it doesn't help the new ranges of motion that you gain stick very well. So I'll only use it once or twice a week after a practice or a workout if you don't have enough time to do a full 20-minute mobility session. The third and the one that I use the most is peripheral neuromuscular facilitation, otherwise known as PNF stretching, which I'm going to talk about here. So essentially what it is the same thing as contract relax that we saw earlier in the video with our foam rolling. I'm going to demonstrate with a groin stretch. This is my initial position. Feeling a pretty good stretch in my groin. So from here, I'm going to push my foot into the ground as hard as possible, contracting my groin for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax and you should be able to go a little bit further into the stretch. Relax for 15 seconds, contract again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be able to sink a little bit further into the stretch. And just like with foam rolling, you're going to do this for 2 minutes. And the important thing is that you're contracting whatever you're stretching. So if I was doing a quad or a hip flexor stretch, I'd be contracting that and not my groin. And what PNF actually allows us to do is build strength into a new range of motion so that it sticks better, which is something that the other methods don't allow us to do. As far as scheduling goes, you're going to do 4 mobility sessions per week. Under that, you're going to have 2 upper body and 2 lower body sessions each week. Then under that, you're going to have one that focuses on foam rolling and one that focuses on stretching. What that actually allows us to do is provide variance in our mobility routine so that your body doesn't get used to what it's doing so that it can continue making improvements.